Woohoo! It is officially time to start feeling Christmassy. So I hope that you are all winding down in the run up to Christmas. I am still pulling together my 12 Days of Delights. We start that on Friday. So I'm putting the final touches to all of my little elf hideaways. If you haven't signed up for the waitlist yet, do go ahead and do that. I will pop the link into the chat after this. So today we are going to be talking about friction on your website and where people can start to fall through the cracks, because it is so frustrating to think, and a lot of us won't even know this if you're not checking your analytics, to think about all the traffic that you are probably getting to your website and how many of them are actually then just falling through some kind of leaky holes that you have in your website. Hey Jackie, good to see you here. Rosemary, good to see you. You're watching on YouTube. Fabulous. So I want to talk about some of the easy ways that you can start to prevent that, because it's the last thing you want is to be working really hard on the content on your Instagram or wherever it might be, and to drive people to your website only for them then not to actually have an opportunity for you to nurture them or have an opportunity for them to read your content. And some of the time you won't even know that that's happening. You will just be thinking, my website isn't working for me, or my content isn't working for me. What is going on? What am I doing wrong? And it might be that you start to think, okay, my business isn't working, or this offer isn't landing, people don't want it. It might simply be something as straightforward as the fact that your website is just creating some kind of friction that is difficult for people to navigate through, or you haven't created a flow to make people want to actually go through the process and have an opportunity to get to know you better. So let's look at 5 of the things that you can really start to have a look at to see if this is the kind of thing that might be creating some kind of blockage in your flow. So taking people from however they find out about you, whether that is from seeing you, meeting you at a networking event, seeing you at speaking as an online speaker, as a guest expert, or hearing you on someone's podcast or on your own podcast, or seeing a social post that you've put out there, to actually arriving on your website and wanting to find out more about what you do. And we want to make sure that there's that beautiful flow so that when they arrive there, instead of your website becoming this like sleeping beauty, which is what I often talk about so much, which is where you have this gorgeous website which looks amazing but never brings you any clients. You actually want it to feel like someone's stepping into Cinderella's slipper. You want them to feel like they've arrived in this place and it just fits beautifully, and everything that they're seeing just works really well for them. So that's what you want. You don't want them to bump up against something that is just like so frustrating because they can't find what they're looking for. So the first thing is that you can look at is improving your website navigation. And this isn't just your links along the top, like what we call the main navigational links. They are important. You don't want to have too many of those. You don't want to have too much cluster up there. But it's also the offerings that you put within your website content on your homepage primarily to lead people to the natural next step, so that they can feel as though they've arrived somewhere that feels comfortable, feels like a good fit, and so they want to click and have a look somewhere else. So improve your website navigation, have a look at it and see what it's looking like. Is it creating friction? Because if people can't find what they're looking for and what they want to have a look for on your website, they're just going to leave, they'll bounce off. So that's the first thing, your website navigation. The second thing is, how easy are you making it for them to reach out to you? So if you have a form on your website, are you asking them too many questions? People often drop off halfway through a form if they feel like it's too arduous for them to fill out. None of us like filling out forms, right? It's like, I had to fill out a form the other day and it just felt like such hard work, and I kept putting it off. So if that's somebody on your website, they're not just going to put it off and come back, they just won't bother. So make sure that any contact points that you have are seamless and really easy, literally just like someone just putting a knife through butter to actually get in touch with you. It just feels so effortless. The third thing is to make sure that your website is optimized for mobile devices. Now, I know I bang on this drum all the time, but actually so many people still aren't doing this. So many people still have pages on their website which just look rubbish on mobile. And if over 50% of your traffic, which is a highly likely statistic, probably more, are viewing on a mobile device and your pages are not optimized for mobile, it creates friction. It creates like not a great impression as well. So make sure that it works on mobile. And with that in mind, make sure that your page load speed is good as well. So I was on someone's website the other day, I was looking for something and their page took so long to load. Now I'm on a good internet connection. I have fiber to the premises. So for that page to be loading slowly, it must be massive. So make sure, don't make an assumption that everyone is on a fast internet speed, but also recognize that if you have really big files or if you have really big scripts running in the background, your website pages are going to take a long time to load. That's going to create friction. People are going to just disappear off. And then finally, something that I've been doing with my 12 Days of Delights is not making people opt in twice. So those of you here, if you have joined the wait list for my 12 Days of Divi, if you were already on my mailing list, I didn't ask you to fill out another form. So all I did was I placed a link in my email where I was telling you that there was an opportunity to join the wait list. And if you clicked on that, it automatically added you. And it's really straightforward to do that because you can just add a tag. When someone clicks on a link in your email, then it adds a tag and it takes them to a thank you page. They don't have to go through that process of filling out the form because we want everything to feel easy. So those are 5 things that can really quickly reduce the friction on your website and also just improve the user experience for people who are coming to your site, who you're working really hard to get to your site. So the first one was to improve your website navigation, not just the navigational links on the top. Have a look all the way through the page and think, am I showing them the things that they are most likely to want to find? The second thing was to streamline your forms. Don't ask them too many questions. Make it easy for them to actually fill them out. The third thing is to optimize for mobile devices. The fourth thing is to have a look at your page speed. Make sure your pages are loading fast. And then the fifth thing is don't make people who are already on your list sign up again. Okay, so let me just go over and have a look. Rosemary says, all of what you shared today, I will review this week to assess any friction, especially the mobile optimization and double opt-in. Awesome, that's so good. I love to hear that someone's going to take some action. Well done, Rosemary. Okay, that's it from me. So this is my final Website Wednesday before Christmas and before the holidays, because actually a week today and it is Christmas, and then the week after that, it is New Year. So I will be back, I think it's the 8th of January where I will be back. Website Wednesday is probably going to change. I'm going to do some changes in the group for 2025. So look out for those coming, and I will post any changes that are happening into the group. And I just hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. And thank you, you ladies, for being so vigilant and always being here. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. So good to see you. And I hope you have a magical Christmas and that 2025 brings you everything that you could wish for. Take care. Bye-bye.